You ever had a roommate who just won't leave, even though you didn't technically invite them in? I accidentally lived with a skinwalker for 3 weeks, and it was way more awkward than I'd care to admit. Let me explain. It started when I moved into this cozy cabin in the middle of nowhere. The rent was dirt cheap, the view was beautiful, and according to the listing, it was perfect for those looking for some peace and solitude. Who doesn't love a little peace and solitude, right? I didn't realize I was signing up for something else entirely. A few days after I moved in, things started to get weird. First, I noticed the weird howling at night. Not wolves, more like human howling. But I wasn't about to let some spooky noises ruin my Pinterest perfect life. So I shrugged it off and keep watching The Office on repeat like any sensible person would. One morning, I stepped outside to grab the mail. There was a man standing at the edge of the woods. Not close enough to be too alarming, but just enough to make me go, "Hey, that's definitely not normal." He was tall, wearing a dirty jacket and staring at me. I waved awkwardly, like, "Oh hey, just a regular Wednesday in the middle of nowhere." He didn't wave back. Instead, he tilted his head at me, like he was trying to figure out whether I was worth eating or just talking to. Whatever I thought, maybe he's just a neighbor. But then, the weird stuff really started happening. The next night, I heard a rustling outside, followed by unmistakable sounds of screechings. I peered out the window to see that guy again, but this time he wasn't standing. He was crouching on all fours, moving like an animal, his slime jerking in ways that made me question every single choice I'd ever made in life. In that moment, I realized he wasn't just some weird neighbor, he was something else. Something I really didn't want to deal with. Something skinwalkery. I googled how to get rid of a skinwalker, which wasn't exactly helpful when you've just moved into a cabin with a non-refundable lease. I tried everything. I locked all my doors. I ignored the eerie knockings at the windows. I even started leaving out extra snack in case he was just really hungry. But nothing worked. The howling got louder, the scratches got more persistent, and the guy, or whatever it was, never left. 3 weeks later, I packed up my stuff and moved out. The rent was cheap, but the company? Way too weird for my taste. I can't say I ever saw the guy or think again, but every time I drive past that cabin, I swear I see someone standing in the woods staring at me with that same tilted head. So, if you are thinking about moving to the middle of nowhere, remember this. Cheap rent might come with a high price, and that price could be a skinwalker who really likes your company.